Good morning and welcome, Ms. Igorin. Thank you for being here with us today. On June 2nd, 2023, HHS ORR held a briefing regarding an internal audit it conducted following a New York Times investigation revealing allegations about labor trafficking and unaccompanied alien children. And that's where I would like to focus my questions here today. During the briefing, the committee asked whether all of HHS ORR's internal processes were followed in the case of the unaccompanied alien child who ultimately murdered Kayla Hamilton, or was charged with murdering Kayla Hamilton. Additionally, the committee asked to review the audit in that case. We are interested in the highest number of unaccompanied alien children that have been released to a single sponsor during the year 2023, and sent a message reiterating these requests for information on June 2nd, 2023. To date, we have not received a response. Can you tell us when the committee can expect to receive a response to this outstanding request?
Congresswoman, thank you for acknowledging the accommodation in the briefing that was provided to your team. We are working in good faith to be responsive, but I do not have a date certain for you right now.
And on June 8th, 2023, this committee conducted a transcribed interview of HHS ORR Director Robin Dunn Marcos. Dunn Marcos was unable to provide information or answer a series of the questions that were asked during that transcribed interview. About 30 questions approximately she was not able to answer. For example, she couldn't answer questions about whether the office she leads has a policy to refer known gang members to the DOJ. She also wasn't sure during that interview whether during her tenure HHS had ever transferred an alien child to a home where a registered sex offender lives, among other questions. So we also were interested in how many unaccompanied alien children we had lost track of during this administration. So during the interview, she represented that HHS would get back to us and provide us with answers following the interview. For those questions that they weren't able to answer at the time, that those answers would be provided to us subsequent to the interview. We're now 6 weeks later, and the committee does not have any update or any supplemental answers, and I'm interested in whether you can tell us on what timeline we could expect to have that additional information.
Congresswoman, I am at this moment unaware of where we are in terms of a timeline. I'm happy to have my staff work with your staff and provide an update.
Are you the person who could best communicate with us about that? In other words, if we want to try to establish a timeline or get a sense of when we could expect these answers, are you the right representative to be coordinating with on that subject?
Yes, Congressman. I am the Assistant Secretary of Legislation. As I said in my testimony, it is my job to facilitate communications between Congress and the department. I am happy to continue conversations and work in good faith to get you the answers.
On March 2nd, 2023, the committee requested a general briefing on the unaccompanied children placement process and a demonstration of the UAC portal. It has been over 4 months, and we have not received yet the briefing on that unaccompanied children placement process or a demonstration of the portal. Can you tell us on what timeline could we schedule that briefing? When could we expect to actually have that occur?
Congresswoman, I will, when I go back to the office, have my staff reach out to your office and start working through a process on that issue.
And on March 31st, 2023, the committee requested that the department provide 4 of the annual reports on the repatriation of unaccompanied alien children, statutorily required to be produced in this case under 8 United States Code 1232A5C. Despite this report still being required to be produced, we've only got 2 of the 4. Do you have a timeline on when we could expect the remainder of those reports?
Congresswoman, I would like to take that back and understand what 2 have been provided and the process for providing the last 2.
All right. Mr. Chairman, with that, I yield back.